Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at a big stack of DC Comics Multiverse figures. Here's a big group shot of all these DC Multiverse figures still in the package. We've got Scarecrow, Black Mask, the Joker, Two-Face, Red Hood, and Robin. The back of each package contains an image based on the video game, as well as a very brief bio for the character. Here's all these DC Multiverse figures out of the package. They all have decent articulation and really nice paint apps. Unfortunately, they're a little lacking on the accessories. But let's take a closer look at each one individually. First up is the Scarecrow. His new video game look is much different from his classic comic or cartoon appearances. He's wearing a long trench coat. He's got some vials for maybe his fear toxin here. He's actually got a gas mask built into his mask that we can see on the outside, which is kind of unusual. And he's got some cool techno bits, like this claw or maybe a needle injector. I'm not really sure what that does for him in the game. His arms can move up and down. His elbows can bend, his hips can move forward and back, and his knees can bend. He's got swivels at his wrists, and his head can look side to side as well. He does have a little trench coat bottom piece there, but it's pretty flexible, so you could get him to sit down if you wanted to. I really do think his mask is pretty cool. It definitely has the Scarecrow look to it with the stitched mouth and those little glowing eyes in there. I think that's pretty awesome. Love the details on his chest there. And there's a little bit closer look at that claw or needle injector item on his forearm. Here's Two-Face. He's wearing a white and black suit split down the middle, just like his body. His normal side is very clean cut looking, with black hair there. He's got his coin in his hand. And on the other side, we've got his disgusting, mutated, butchered half. No hair on that side. He does have his watch there. And you can see there's a lot of like burn mark details on that part of his suit. Two-Face can move his arms at the shoulder and at the elbow. He can actually move them out to the side. He's got wrist swivels. This hand could hold an accessory, but he didn't come with any. His legs can move out in front of him. His knees can bend. He can also move them out wide. He really does have a pretty gruesome face there. His ears completely burned off. Here we have Tim Drake as Robin. He's got a red outfit with some green boots and gloves. He's got a cloth cape. The interesting cutout design to that. And he turned out really nice. His uniform looks a little bit armored there. He's got his utility belt. His arms can move out to the side. And up and down, bend at the elbow. He's got knee and hips joints there, which gives him a lot of really great dynamic action poses and whatnot. It's a shame he didn't come with a bow staff. It does mention that in his bio, that it's his weapon of choice, his retractable staff. Kind of seems to be a theme, though, with these guys. They didn't really come with much. He's got a nice little head sculpt there underneath his hood. He's got a really nice little Robin logo right there on his chest. And you can even see some of those details there in his gloves and utility belt. Here's Black Mask. He's got a bright white suit on. This is his normal face here with the kind of scarred up looking black face. And then here's his helmet that he can put on, which is also a black mask. Looks kind of like a Terminator head. And it's got those glowing eyes there, which is kind of cool. Black Mask, like the other figures, can move his arms at the shoulders and at the elbows. His legs can move up front, but he doesn't really get in a good sitting pose. His legs move out to the side very easily. He does have knee joints. He's got thigh joints, which I don't think I mentioned on many of the other characters. And he has wrist swivels. Only one of his hands is able to hold an accessory. Here's an up-close look at Black Mask's face. This is that natural skull face that he has. Here's Black Mask's helmeted head. It's a little tricky getting them switched. I was trying to be really careful to avoid breaking the peg. It's a little bit flexible, so I don't really think it's going to snap off, but like I said, it did make me a little bit nervous. Here's Red Hood, who I think might be my favorite figure from this wave. I really like the design here. He's got his red helmet on. It's interesting, it has no eye holes on it this time. It kind of looks like Cobra Commander. He's got a hood over top of that seems to be attached to his jacket. It looks like a really cool biker type jacket with the multiple colors there. It's got the red at the zipper, dark gray on the sides, and some white on the top. Underneath that, he's got his torso armor there that has a bat symbol type Nightwing kind of logo going on there. And he's got some cool details on his legs as well, and boots. Now this is Jason Todd, assuming they're following the comic book, who was the second Robin, who was killed by the Joker. So, Red Hood can't put his legs out front very far. They do spread out to the side a decent amount. He has a thigh cut, just like all the other figures in this wave. He's got knee joints. He's got elbow joints. His shoulders can move out to the side, forward and backwards. His head can move. The hood is attached to the head, not the jacket, which allows it to turn. And he has a little bit of a waist swivel there. He has wrist swivels. One hand's a fist, the other hand is open. He does not come with his guns, even though he mentions on the bio that he uses 2 pistols as his main weapon. Well, there's a better look at Red Hood's helmet and his little chest logo, which also appears on the back of his uniform. And he's also got these little details on his legs. Last but not least, we have the Joker. He's got his purple jacket on, and he's got black pants, and his typical green hair and white face makeup. He's a pretty interesting looking figure. A little bit more punk or gothic maybe than a traditional Joker, but it's a pretty good looking design. He comes with no accessories, has joints at his shoulders, at his elbows, at his wrists, at his waist, at his hips, which really only go out to the side for the most part. They don't go forward much at all, and then of course he has knee joints. Joker has really dark eyeshadow there, and bright red lips. His smile's not quite as exaggeratedly large as it is in the comic book sometime, and his hair's kind of slicked back. You can see down here, I actually got a couple little scuff marks on his leg from trying to push it forward to put him in a seated position. It just doesn't really move in that direction, and so just kind of be careful about that. His coat does have really long tails. They are somewhat flexible, but since he can't sit down, it really doesn't matter that much anyway. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.